Alright, fair economics video. Yay! Sorry about the bugs, and it's wet. Yeah, I haven't made one in a while. Yeah, and it's nothing new. I mean, I don't have any, new information date-wise when it comes to how the whole thing's going to blow up. We see signs of it. You know, the car is rattling. The transmission is starting to seize up. I mean, there's every indication that, you know, it's not long for this world kind of thing. We know this ride is going to end. And so the signs are out there. The market's up, the market's down, the market's up, the market's down. I mean, it's death throwing, So let's do the overviewy thing. The problem here is that we've basically allowed a tiny percentage of the population to acquire a bunch of deeds to everything. They own this woods, they own everything. And we're renting essentially from them. So on every transaction, they're extracting a profit, and they're basically sucking the value out of every interaction we have, because we have to keep paying these fees to the emperors. There's a tax on everything, essentially, a rich man tax, and that tax is getting higher and higher, because with every new IOU they accrue another ability to say, give me more money. And as the wealth keeps increasing, as their deeds keep increasing, the amount they're extracting will keep increasing. And it's a never-ending cycle. And so we're taxing the richest people in the world at half the rate we're taxing the working people of the world. Obviously unsustainable and insane. The rich will get richer, the workers will get poorer, and eventually you'll have futility. Because workers, especially workers who have guns, won't work for a peach a day. They're not going to work for a hamburger a day. They're not going to put in their 8 hours when they know their 8 hours is buying them a pack of cigarettes and a McDonald's hamburger. It's not going to be good enough. So it's going to end. It's over. And so somehow, basically now in the end game, what you have is maybe 4 IOUs for every real asset that exists. So there's 4 mortgages on every house. There's 4, however you want to look. I think that's a simple way to do it. So 4 titles to every car, essentially. So everything is so 3 of those 4 basically have to be destroyed. I mean, I suppose theoretically, to at least get the economy back to some form of functionality, you could still have 2 IOUs on everything in the world, and you'd have enough of an economy for people to have incentive to work and all of those things again. They'd still be way overtaxed. It'd still be an obscene waste of labor, manicuring the fortunes of the rich and famous, but you'd have some economy. But the argument is that yes, the economy has to half of the economy, half of the wealth people claim ownership to now. They look at their balance sheet and say, I'm a rich man. Half of those people have to be denied that status. They have to be sent a new balance sheet explaining that they're not. Now we can either do it the easy way, which is just to say to the mega wealthy, the game's over, we're going to knock you down. You can have $50 million in the bank, and you can have a couple of houses, but that's it, no more. All right, the rest is going to it's going to pay back all these debts and wipe out all these obligations, all these rental contracts you have. Well, fuck that shit. People aren't going to live as renters to you for eternity. That's crap. So that game's over. Or we can do it the hard way and wipe out, let the super rich wipe out all the ne'er-do-wells, or whatever you call them, the people who think they're kind of doing okay, because they're going to do it. They're going to try to sucker. I mean, all the pension funds will go bust because they'll stay in the market till the bitter end. So all the semi-wealthy will get wiped out by the super wealthy. That'll all trickle down to the working man, because all the businesses, will go bust. All the debts will have to be tried to be paid back. No one's going to be able to pay any of them back. So there'll be a run on the whatever you want to call it, the credit card debt, so to speak. Everybody's going to demand payment of their debt certificates to try to get real money for their debt certificates. And in that process, there won't be the assets. There'll be bankruptcies everywhere. The whole economy will shut down, and it'll be disgusting. Just because we won't do it the right way, which is just to say to the 1% mega wealthy that fuck you, okay? We've had enough of being your slaves. Get a real job. You know, at least just go to one of your castles and stay there and stay the fuck out of our business, you motherfucking cunts. All right, quit trying to rip us off for more money all the time. Quit collecting more profits. Quit getting richer, you cunt. All right, live on what you got, you bastards. But, you know, obviously we're not going to do that, because that would be the rational thing to do. All right, so anyway, getting to what I wanted to point out in this video, not that it needs to be pointed out because I think I've done it before, but people do get confused. The economic system, you can't look at it with all these complexities of, you know, the monetary system and the Fed and all these complexities. Those are distractions. It's the underlying picture you have to look at. What's the basic function? Now, the basic function of money is to create a secure contract, an easily transferred and efficient contract, so you could guarantee performance. So somebody could make a deal with their neighbor. I'll build your house, you build my house. You help me build mine, I help you build yours. And money provides insurance against one of those people dropping dead before they fulfill their side of the contract. So by having something like money, which could be monetized to the value of what assets people already own, like a mortgage on a house. So yeah, you could trade this money and just say, okay, I'll help you build your house for money, and then you can help me build my house for the same money. So we'll now be able to do this value exchange, but we'll always have the guarantee that I'll hold an asset equal to the value I put in. So when I fulfill my half of the contract, I get the money, and when you fill your side of the contract, you get the money back, essentially. So that's the function of money. It's just a contract to trade value. That's how we trade value. It doesn't mean anything else. And as long as there are some commodities for which that money will always buy a standard set of, like some number of potatoes, or some number of some other, like gasoline or some other basic resource, yes, that money will retain its value as long as you tie it to some commodity and not overprint it beyond the growth in the economy or the growth in the net assets of the economy. So I won't get into all the instruments that destroy the value of money, but obviously the stock exchange is fake money. It's monetized, denominated in dollars, and yet they are not dollars. Yet it's treated as if it's money. Stock contracts are traded as if it's money. Same as bond contracts. So essentially, it's the printing of new money, but it's not collateralized money, which is the problem. All right, it's just this idea of whoever's giving you the bond or the stock is guaranteeing you some sort of future performance. But in the stock market, there's no guarantee. And in the bond market, the only guarantee is that the actual assets are still worth something in the case of a bankruptcy or something. But you still have no protection against that happening. Bankruptcy is essentially a default. So anyway, excuse me. Boy, that noise, damn it. Very distracting. Oh, sorry, bag is probably no good either. I will switch hands. Tired. Feeling a bit creepy. Ooh, a free lighter. I suppose it probably doesn't work. Yeah, well, I'll pick it up later for garbage. Anyway, alright, where was I? Alright, so yeah, again, so now going back to the two guys trading stuff. So yeah, you get the idea. That's what money's good for. It's a nice guaranteed contract. It makes it more efficient for us to trade value. We can ensure that people don't get ripped off or cheated or screwed by circumstances. And that's it. Ideally, that's its functionality. Now, so say you have two people and you've created this little economy for yourselves. You basically are, in your life, in your existence, the attempt is to basically come into the world and create more productive product to justify what you consume in your life. So in practical reality, you consume a living condition, a house, dogs. Hey, pup. How you doing? Hey, little golden retriever. Yeah, you can't have the camera. Hey, yes, you're a pretty dog. Yes, you are.
No jumping.
Yeah, well, you're a golden retriever. You'll never break them of that. Yeah, dogs. Slobbered on me. Yeah, see, that's kind of useless. Dog slobber, you can't sell it for anything. It has no real value. So if you spend your life collecting dog slobber, you've basically wasted your labor. It has no value. People can't live in it. They can't eat it. They can't really make a furniture out of it. Can't do anything with it. It's totally useless. So, yeah, if you come into the world and just collect dog slobber, your energies have been wasted, and you're likely to have consumed more real value, like carrots and other such consumable items, than you actually produced. And so you're a net loser to the economy. The idea is for the human race to do productive work. So say if me and the guy I helped him build his house, he helped me build my house, then we decided together, well, let's build electricity. Let's build a dam and put a generator in it so we have electricity in the future. Well, that's hugely productive. They'll get 100 years of value, maybe more out of it. Future generations will be able to live off the energy and the comforts that'll be produced. And yes, so in the short term, there'll be a lot of labor expended, but in the long term, it'll have huge comfort value. But if they decide to go mow the king's lawn for some money, well, yes, they'll get paid money, but the only way the king got that money was taxing things like building electricity or building your house or whatever you did. Any work you did in the past, you got taxed for, and so you're just spending tax money, which was a fee on labor, to now get money to cut grass, which will have no long-term benefit. No long-term benefit, no human comfort met. It's a completely a waste of your labor. Even though you got paid compensation, the compensation was made out of contract dollars, and contract dollars are very valuable because those same contract dollars could have been used to build a Hoover Dam. And so there's the huge waste in this. So these assholes who talk about the rich creating jobs, the rich waste labor profusely. They throw it in the garbage. So in a sense, by wasting labor, by paying people value dollars to do valueless work for them, to polish their toenails, the society loses 8 hours work that could have been applied to something like a Hoover Dam that would have lasting, permanent, real value to perhaps millions of people. So our capacity to be productive is completely undermined by having a system where a few morons hold all the contract dollars and contract us to build pyramids, essentially, to build their yachts, to polish their floors, to install, central air conditioning, to do this, to do all this luxury crap. If you pile it all up in a big pile in the center of the country, you'd realize that it's all a big, giant pyramid of nonsense. It's a big waste of labor. That there's a tiny amount of human comfort derived out of these luxury items for this 1% of the population. That they are sucking the value of your labor, of your work, and consuming it, eating it, and shitting it out. We should be able to do better than that. We are entitled as human beings to have the opportunity to do productive work, to do real work for the good of the human race, not work to serve the greed interests of fucking corporations and their disgusting loafer fucking owners. You're being fucked by these rich bastards. They've destroyed your civilization. They're eating its very soul. And until you turn your guns towards them, okay, you will be slaves to them. Alright? So you got to figure out who the enemy is. And the enemy's that fucking gluttony that you idolize. That disgusting gluttony that you seem to think is somehow the right of the privileged blue blood human being. Until you figure out that that is the alien, that is the insectoid, and it will incubate maggots in your fucking body. It will eat you, it will consume you, it will kill you. And if you don't get that fucking straight, you are doomed to be shit. You are doomed to be something they will shit in their golden toilets. So wake up, smell the evil of the rich, grow a brain, let go of this notion of birthright inheritance, vaginal, ownership rights, and realize we pay people to be productive, not to waste labor. So yeah, enough of a video. But viva la revolution and such. So yeah, I don't know what day is run with the bulls. I don't know when is the right time to get with the herd. But yeah, it's coming. So get your pitchfork polished and your torch well oiled, because the day is near. So till later.